Hey everyone, it's Lee at MyProductiveMac, and today I want to give you a very quick overview of my new absolute favourite window management tool on macOS, and that's Lasso. Now I love it because it's really quick and easy to use, it's got great shortcut support, and you can activate it quickly with your mouse or trackpad if you've got certain apps installed, which I know many of you have. And I'll show you how to do that as well. Now, first of all, how much does it cost? Well, I'm on the application site at the moment, and if I go to the pricing page, we have two licenses available. You can have a single license for €10 and a personal one for 16. Now, both of these are lifetime licenses. They have a 7-day trial period, and the personal one covers you for 3 machines as opposed to 1. Then if you want one, just click the link and get your app licensed and installed. Okay, I've installed the app and I know it's running because the menu bar icon is up here. Now, the first thing that you should do when you run the application is check out what the global shortcut is so that you can change it if you want to. Either way, you're going to want to know what it is. So if you come up to Preferences, and then down here, we can see that the shortcut by default is Shift, Command and Space. Now, I'm going to change this though to Control, Option, Command and L. There it is. Okay, let's close that. Now, to change the size of a window, make sure you click on the one that you want to manipulate and then tap in your shortcut. You'll see a grid of 4x4 squares appear. Now, I've actually got 2 grids that you can see here, and that's because I've got 2 screens currently at the moment. On the left, we've got my Retina display on the MacBook Pro, and then on the right, we've got my Studio display. And as you hover over the squares, you can see a light preview that shows you where the window is going to be resized to. Then all you need to do is click and drag over the grid to resize your window. And then as soon as you let go, you've got your new size. I'm just going to do the same for this Pages document over here on the right. I'll select it, invoke Lasso, and I'll click and drag to position this on the right-hand side. Now, a 4x4 grid may suit some people. However, for myself, and I dare say many of you, it's not going to give you enough variety for the window sizes you may want. So you can change how many columns and rows form that grid. I'll come to Preferences. This time I'll come into Displays. And you can choose how the grid size will look for each display that you have. So you can have different settings for your Studio display as opposed to your built-in MacBook Pro display. But let's change the Studio display because that's what I'm currently recording on. So I'm going to make it a 10 by 10 grid. Although you can go up as high as 20 by 20. Then I'll close this, bring up Lasso again. And there we are. That's a much more detailed grid here to give us that little bit more scope as to how the windows can be sized. Now, that's all well and good when you want to manipulate window sizes on an ad hoc basis. But what if you have some sizes that you're going to regularly use? It'd be good to have some templates that you can reference with just a keyboard shortcut. Well, that's easy to set up. I'll invoke Lasso here, and I'm going to enable this sidebar by clicking here. And what this does, it allows you to record some template sizes for using again and again. So I'll click Record. And let's set a grid size here that covers the majority of the right-hand side of the screen here. Now let's do the same over here. I'm going to press Record. And this time create one on the left-hand side. Okay, so far so good. Now let's see if they've been recorded successfully. I'll open Lasso. And here they are, over here on the right-hand side. Now if I select this top one and click here on these 3 dots, I can come down to Shortcut. And I've got 2 shortcuts I can apply. I can apply a global one, or I can apply a local one. Now, the local one will only take effect once the application is open. But the beauty of this global one is it's going to work no matter which application you're in. Now, the strategy that I use for choosing my keyboard shortcuts for this works if you have a dedicated number pad on the right-hand side of your keyboard. So like an extended keyboard, because the number 4 is on the left, I use Command and 4 as the global shortcut for a left-hand side window. Then if I come down to this one, I'll right-click because that works as well. Come down to Shortcut, and because it's on the right-hand side, I use Command and 6, which is on the right-hand side of a number keyboard. So if I come away from Lasso now and select Pages, I don't need to be in Lasso to press Command and 4 to move it to the left, and then Command and 6 to move it to the right. Now, I did just pause there and add in some more templates and shortcuts that relate to the whole of my right-hand side keyboard. We have Command and 5, which has an enhanced central positioning. You can see Command 1 there is bottom left. Command 3 is bottom right. We've got Command 9 for top right. Command 7 for top left. Command and 2 will cover the bottom, whereas Command and 8 will cover the top. So let's see how quick it is to respond to these shortcuts. I'm going to work my way around the number pad. So I'm going to go Command 1, Command 2, 3, then 6, 5 and 4, 7, 8 and 9. And then I'll finish off by Command and 5 again to put it back into the center. Now all of that is pretty easy to use. However, as easy as keyboard shortcuts are, sometimes your hands are either on a trackpad or a mouse when you want to resize. Now whilst there are a variety of solutions available to help you with this, I'm just going to show you the two that I use. Now firstly, because I use a Logitech MX Master 3 mouse which has programmable buttons, I can use the Logi Options Plus software here to program one of those buttons to invoke Lasso. Now if you use one of these mice here in this list, loads of options available, then this method is going to work for you. Now once the software is downloaded and installed, you're going to need to run it, and it's already been run here. It's picked up my mouse, I just haven't configured it yet. So when I click, it wants to walk me through the setup process for my mouse. Okay, I've just whizzed through the setup screens for the mouse, and here we are. As I said, I want to configure the scroll button, so I'm going to click. And on the right, we've got some recommended actions at the top, and the bottom one of those is the keyboard shortcut, and that's what I want to click. Now I need to type in my keyboard shortcut for Lasso. Now because Lasso is actually running in the background, if I key in that keyboard shortcut, it's not going to get very far because all it's going to do is start Lasso up and not configure this button. So I need to either quit Lasso temporarily or just change the shortcut. So I'll open Preferences, and I'm just going to reset the shortcut to the default temporarily. Now if I come back to Logi Options, I can enter the shortcut that I want to use. There it is. Now back into Lasso Preferences, and I'll put that shortcut back in. Okay, so now technically I should be able to press the middle wheel button on my mouse, and there is Lasso, and I can now resize as I like or click one of the templates on the right. Then I'll come over here to Safari, click on the middle mouse button, and I'm going to resize that one as well. So really easy, and I haven't had to touch the keyboard. It just gives us another option. If you would rather use a trackpad for this as opposed to a mouse, then there are options available for that as well, especially if you use an application called Better Touch Tool. Now the good news is if you have a setup subscription, then Better Touch Tool is included, and one of the great features of this app is that you can assign actions to gestures on your trackpad, as well as a host of other features as well. Now I'll open the app, and I'm already in the trackpad section here. There's no gestures or actions set up at all in the application. I'm going to create my first trackpad gesture by clicking plus. Now I will look at a couple of videos on Better Touch Tool at some point in the future, so if you're not used to it, don't worry too much for now. It's a great app and it's well worth digging into. But what I need to do first is define what action is going to be detected on the trackpad. Is it going to be a click in the corner? Will it be a one finger gesture somehow? 2, 3 and more? Well, I'm going to select a 3-finger double tap. There. Now next we need an action. If I've double tapped on the trackpad with 3 fingers, what's going to happen? Well, what I want it to do is simulate a keyboard shortcut. And what keyboard shortcut is it going to simulate? Well, of course, it's going to be my one to invoke Lasso. Now let's see if that works. I'm going to double tap with 3 fingers on the trackpad. And there is Lasso. Now I'm not touching the keyboard at all, just the trackpad to resize these windows. Although, of course, a combination of trackpad and keyboard, or mouse and keyboard, would be great to make the most of the templates that you create and assign global shortcuts to. Now, there's a lot more you can do with Lasso, but this is just a high-level overview as to how I use it to get my real estate how I want on macOS. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.